Tech in 5.
Full stack fast. Master web development essentials in 5 minutes. Enhance our React application to dynamically display data from a JSON file. Welcome back to Full Stack in 5. In our last session, we set up a React application on Docker. Today, we're taking the next step. Our focus will be on bringing dynamic content without the need for a backend just yet. We'll fetch data from a static JSON file and use it to display blog posts right on the homepage. Let's dive in. First, let's create a data source for our blog. We'll make a JSON file named posts.json that contains a few sample blog posts. This file will simulate fetching data from an API in React. The file contains 3 blog posts, each with an ID, title, date, and content. Once we've created our JSON file, we'll save it in the public directory, where it allows our application to serve it as static data, much like how an API would deliver blog post data. With our post.json file now populated with sample blog posts, it's time to bring this data into our React application by updating our page file. This step allows us to simulate real-world data fetching directly within our client-side React components. We've chosen to modify the page file because it serves as the main entry point for our blog's homepage in our setup. This makes it the perfect candidate for demonstrating how data is fetched and rendered. Let's dive into the code to see how this is achieved. We start by declaring our component with the useClient directive, which tells Next.js that this component should only run on the client side. This is crucial for utilizing client-side fetching capabilities. Next, we import React's useEffect and useState hooks. These hooks allow us to manage state and side effects in our functional component. Within our page component, we utilize the useState hook to manage our blog post state. This hook allows us to keep track of the blog posts within our component. Here, useState is initialized with an empty array, creating a state variable named posts. This array will store our blog posts once we fetch them. The setPosts function, provided by useState, is used to update this state. Whenever we fetch our posts from the JSON file and need to update our component with this new data, setPosts will be called with the new array of posts, triggering a re-render of our component with the updated content. In the useEffect hook, we fetch the data when the component mounts. The useEffect hook is designed to handle side effects in our component, and here it's used for data fetching. We use the Fetch API to get our data from the post.json file located in the public directory. Once the data is fetched, we parse it into JSON format and update our post state using the setPosts function. If there's an error during fetching, we log it to the console. To display our data, we will define a styles object to keep our page neat and organized. These styles ensure our posts are visually separated and easy to read. This isn't the focus today, but it's important for maintaining a clean user interface. Let's talk about how we display these posts. We return a div container from our component, which includes a heading and a list of blog posts mapped from our post state. Each post is rendered as an article element with a unique key prop, which is essential for performance and React's reconciliation process. The title, date, and content of each post are displayed inside this article. And that's how we fetch and display data from a static JSON file in a React application using client-side rendering. This approach is perfect for when you're building applications that benefit from quick interactions and when the data does not need to be pre-rendered. As we wrap up, let's quickly review what happens when you open this page in your browser. First, our page component mounts. That's the process where the component is rendered into the DOM for the first time. Immediately after mounting, the useEffect hook kicks in. This is where we trigger the fetch call to retrieve our blog posts from the JSON file. The JSON call is sent out, and once the data is received, our setPosts function updates the post state with this new data. This update causes our component to re-render. And just like that, our page dynamically displays the content based on the fetched data. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue building our full-stack blog application. Until then, happy coding!
Stay tuned for more videos on Tech in 5.